Your last Diamond League trophy win, it was already 3 years ago, so I think it's quite a relief today to win.
Yeah, 6. That's a big number. As I was told, that makes me...
He crossed the line in 19.74 seconds. His 6th straight Diamond League final victory, and right behind him was the man who beat him in Paris. Noah Lyles just reclaimed his throne, but only by 2/100ths of a second. Letsile Tebogo, the Olympic champion, was breathing down his neck. And with the World Championships in Tokyo just weeks away, this rivalry isn't cooling down. It's catching fire. This isn't just about one race. This is about redemption, legacy, and proving who's the fastest man on the planet when everything is on the line. Stay with us, because this story, it's only getting started. The setting was perfect. Zurich, Weltklasse, the grand finale of the 2025 Diamond League. A stadium buzzing with anticipation, and 2 men in the middle of it all. Noah Lyles in lane 6. Letsile Tebogo just 2 lanes over. The Olympic champion versus the reigning Diamond League king. Everyone knew what this was, a rematch, revenge, redemption. Lyles had dominated the Diamond League for years, 5 straight final wins, a streak unmatched in sprinting history. But last summer in Paris, on the biggest stage of them all, it was Tebogo who stunned the world. 19.46 seconds, gold for Botswana, and silence for Noah Lyles. Now in Zurich, the tension was different. Lyles wasn't just running to win, he was running to restore. The gun fired, and for the first 50 meters, it was neck and neck. Tebogo blasted off the curve, his stride relaxed but lethal. Lyles, as always, waited for the straight. With 80 meters to go, they were dead even. But something shifted. Lyles opened up, shoulders high, arms churning, pulling every ounce of power from the track. Tebogo leaned at the line, but it wasn't enough. 19.74 seconds. Lyles took the win by 2/100ths of a second. He didn't roar, he didn't dance, he exhaled. Then came the history. With that win, Noah Lyles became the only sprinter in history to win 6 consecutive Diamond League final titles in the 200 meters. The prize? $30,000. The statement? Priceless. After the race, Lyles kept it simple. 6 in a row, the most in track. I saw Tebogo lean, but I knew I had it. For him, it wasn't just about beating Tebogo. It was about reclaiming space, rewriting the narrative. He'd been questioned, he'd been doubted. But now, with Tokyo ahead, the conversation has shifted. This race wasn't the end of a chapter. It was the spark that reignited the story. Because if Zurich taught us anything, it's that these two aren't done. They're just getting warmed up. To understand what Zurich meant, you have to rewind. In 2022 and 2023, Noah Lyles was on a different planet. Back-to-back World Championship golds in the 200 meters, a stunning 19.31 seconds in Eugene, breaking Michael Johnson's American record and placing himself 3rd on the all-time list. He wasn't just winning, he was showboating, celebrating mid-race, daring others to catch him, and no one could, until Paris, until Letsile Tebogo. The 21-year-old from Botswana wasn't supposed to be a threat. He was seen as promising, yes, but unproven. Then the Olympic final arrived, and in under 20 seconds, everything changed. Tebogo didn't just win, he made it look easy. 19.46 seconds, the 2nd fastest Olympic 200 meters in history. Lyles, 3rd, behind a rising star, and a new reality. The sprint world took notice. A baton had been passed, or so it seemed. But what makes this rivalry special isn't just the results, it's the contrast. Lyles is fire, a showman, a talker, a legacy chaser. He speaks openly about greatness, pressure, and history. Tebogo, ice, quiet, reserved, laser-focused. He doesn't say much, he lets the clock do the talking. 2 men, 2 mentalities, 1 event, and both are redefining what it means to be elite in the 200 meters. After Paris, Lyles went silent, publicly at least. Privately, he went back to the drawing board. He knew what was coming. Tebogo wasn't just a one-hit wonder, he was a new benchmark. Lyles changed his training, he refocused. He stopped chasing headlines and started chasing the finish line again. He even admitted it. Sometimes you need to be humbled to evolve. That evolution showed up in Zurich. But what made the Zurich final so powerful wasn't just the win, it was the margin. 2/100ths of a second. That's the difference between a streak extended and a rivalry confirmed. Because now it's clear. This isn't a passing torch. It's a tug of war. Zurich gave us a preview. Tokyo will give us the verdict. It's not just about medals anymore. It's about pride, era, definition. Is Noah Lyles still the man, or is Letsile Tebogo the future, arriving ahead of schedule? The The clock is ticking, and both men are listening. Winning changes everything, but staying on top, that changes you. For Noah Lyles, sprinting was never just about the clock. It was about showmanship, emotion, legacy. He wasn't just trying to be fast. He was trying to be remembered. He said it over and over again. I want to be one of the greats. And for a while, it looked like he was on that path without resistance. But greatness comes with weight, and over time, the pressure builds in places you can't measure. Not in meters, not in seconds. After the 2024 Olympics, Lyles faced something he hadn't felt in years: doubt. Not just from the media, but from within. He had gone into Paris as the face of American sprinting, brash, bold, predicted to win gold. And he walked away with bronze. Critics called him overrated. Fans questioned if the magic was fading. And in a world obsessed with what have you done lately, even a legend in progress can feel disposable. That's the curse of being the best. You're only as good as your last race. And if you slip, the fall is public. But here's where Lyles separates himself. He didn't retreat, he recalibrated. In the year since Paris, he's shifted gears, emotionally and strategically. There's been less trash talk, more tunnel vision, less focus on what people think, more focus on what the body feels. He's spoken openly about anxiety, burnout, and learning to redefine success on his terms. Because when the headlines fade and the cameras stop, you're left with one question: why am I doing this? And for Lyles, the answer is evolving. It's no longer about proving something to everyone else. It's about proving he still has more to give. That's what made Zurich feel different. He didn't celebrate wildly. He didn't pound his chest or command the spotlight. He crossed the line, nodded once, and took a deep breath. It wasn't just relief, it was release. For the first time in a long time, it looked like Noah Lyles wasn't running for legacy. He was running for himself. And maybe that's what makes him dangerous again. Because when pressure no longer defines you, you start running free. The world still expects fireworks, but Lyles is shifting his story from flash to focus, from headlines to history. He's still carrying the weight, but now he's built the legs to handle it. And in Tokyo, we'll see if that weight finally turns into something heavier than gold. Legacy that lasts. Zurich wasn't the end of anything. It was a prelude, because in just a few weeks, the real stage awaits. Tokyo, the 2025 World Championships. And for Noah Lyles, that's where everything will either be cemented or shattered. He's already a 3-time world champion in the 200 meters. He's already broken American records, but championships aren't just about resume padding. They're about timing, momentum, narrative, and right now, the story's unfinished. Letsile Tebogo may have lost in Zurich, but he left with something just as powerful as a win: belief. Belief that he can beat Lyles again. Belief that Paris wasn't a fluke. In many ways, this rivalry has flipped. For years, Lyles was the hunter, chasing Bolt's legacy, chasing Johnson's record, chasing greatness. Now, he's the hunted. And the younger, quieter, faster Tebogo, he's the shadow that refuses to go away. Tokyo won't be just another race. It'll be the defining moment in an era already shaped by these two men, and the stakes couldn't be higher. If Lyles wins, he silences every doubt that followed him out of Paris. He reclaims his dominance and becomes the first man since Usain Bolt to win 4 world titles in the 200 meters. He'll have done it by enduring, not just shining when it was easy. But if Tebogo wins again, then the torch has officially passed, not by hype, but by proof. Tebogo becomes the face of the event. Lyles becomes the veteran holding on. That's what makes Tokyo different. It's not about time anymore. It's not about world records or lane assignments. It's about who can rise under pressure when it counts. For American fans, this is a story as old as sport. The established champion, the rising star, a clash not just of speed, but of legacy. Lyles represents more than himself now. He's sprinting for the tradition of American greatness, from Jesse Owens to Carl Lewis to Michael Johnson. And every step in Tokyo will be measured not just by the clock, but by what it means. Can Lyles become a finisher, not just a starter? Can he prove that being tested makes you tougher? Zurich gave us a race. Tokyo will give us an answer, because history only remembers who wins when it matters most. And right now, 2 men are writing that history, one stride at a time.